a brightly lit, chaotic laboratory, filled with bubbling beakers and sparking wires, two minions, the tall and determined Kevin and the small, enthusiastic Bob, were putting the finishing touches on their greatest invention yet, a time machine. The machine was a haphazard contraption of metal, blinking lights, and a large, glass-domed chamber at its center. Their excitement was palpable, their high-pitched chatter echoing off the walls. With great ceremony, they placed the glowing yellow fruit into the machine's power core. As it settled into place, the banana pulsed with a soft, golden light, and the entire machine hummed with latent energy, ready for its inaugural journey through the annals of history. With a final turn of a wrench and a confident nod to each other, a stray elbow from Bob accidentally nudged a large, red, and very tempting button labeled "Do Not Push." The time machine shuddered violently, lifting off the ground as sparks flew in every direction. When their vision cleared, Kevin and Bob found themselves not in their familiar lab, but in a lush, prehistoric jungle teeming with strange plants and giant insects. The air was thick and humid. Before they could fully process their new surroundings, a colossal shadow fell over them. A massive Tyrannosaurus Rex, its head as large as their entire time machine, stomped into the clearing, its curious eyes fixed on the two tiny, yellow creatures. Unfazed, Bob instinctively reached into his overalls, pulled out a regular-sized banana, and offered it to the towering dinosaur with a hopeful bellow. Just as the T-Rex leaned in to sniff the tiny offering, the time machine began to sputter violently. A look of horror crossed Kevin's face as he pointed toward the power core. The giant banana, once so vibrant and yellow, was rapidly turning a sickly brown, its glow flickering and fading. Alarms blared from the control panel as the machine's power levels plummeted, trapping them in this ancient era. The T-Rex, startled by the sudden noise and annoyed by the disappointing snap, pulled back its head. It opened its massive jaws, filled with teeth like daggers, and let out a deafening roar that shook the very ground beneath their feet, sending birds scattering from the primordial trees and rattling the failing time machine. Panic set in. The minions scrambled over the control panel, frantically flipping switches and banging on dials. With the T-Rex preparing for another earth-shattering roar, Kevin, in a moment of desperate genius, smashed a glass panel and rewired two sparking cables. The brown banana flickered one last time, unleashing a final, powerful surge of energy. The machine roared back to life, enveloping them in another blinding flash. They were hurled back through the vortex of time, spinning uncontrollably until they crash-landed with a resounding thud right back in the center of their lab. Dazed but safe, they stumbled out of the smoking machine, looked at each other, and then at the now completely blackened, shriveled banana. They had survived, but their dreams of banana-powered time travel were, for now, officially over.